What's going on, guys? LA Cool J here, back with a new video, and this is the video that you guys have all been requesting. Today we're going to go over holy healing. I'm going to walk you through all the holy staffs, and I'm going to talk to you about how the abilities work and how they synergize with each other. We're also going to be talking about what staff is better for what situation and what's going to be better geared for your playstyle and your enjoyment for Albion. And let's get right into it.
I used to feel so devastated. At times I know we never make it. But now we on our way to greatness. And all that ever took was patience.
Okay guys, so we're gonna start off with the Great Holy Staff, and we're gonna go through all the Qs and all the W's on this weapon, and then the E's are just what we're gonna talk about on each other weapon, because that's what's gonna differentiate the weapons in different play styles and make them unique. So we're gonna start off here with your first that you unlock when you get this. On the Q, it's Flash Heal. It's just gonna be a really fast heal. It has like a no cooldown. It's a 1 second cast time. The cool thing to think about this is after you heal the target, you increase the healing that they receive by 10% for 3 seconds, and it can stack up to 2 times. That's pretty cool. It's going to help you out with your healing when you first get started out leveling on the staff, but this is not the spell you want to use for your Q at all. No, 100%. As soon as you can get away from this, go ahead and move straight on to the next one. All right, guys. So the next Q is going to be the Generous Heal. Now, this is a really strong heal. This is what you're going to be using always. There's no exceptions. You're always going to be using Generous Heal on your Qs as soon as you unlock it. It's a really strong heal. It has a 2 second cooldown, 1 second cast time. It's a really big heal. It's really strong. It says 286, but you know that just how it is. It varies. Like, you know, sometimes it goes with your masteries. It goes up and up and up. It can be up to like 500 and something with just your masteries. So this is what you need to do, guys, on all your Qs right here. Make sure you're using Generous Heal. No way around it. Generous Heal. All right, guys, let's move on to your W's. Alright, now on the W, the first spell you're going to unlock is Smite. Now, Smite is nasty, boys. It hits for super hard. Like, if you're in 2v2 Hellgates and you have obviously a Holy Healer with you, and they're going to be running Smite, it hits really freaking hard. It has a no cooldown, and it's a 1.5 cast time. It used to be a lower cast time, but they raised it up a little bit because the damage is nasty. It hits super hard. I mean, I can't emphasize on this enough. It hits really, really, really hard, especially for like a damage, you know, like a damage spell for like a healing weapon. Hits really hard, guys. So if you're out, you know, faming, you know, like solo faming or something like that, you can really, this shows that you can solo fame with the Holy Staff right here, any of the Holy Staffs. Now the next one right here is going to be Holy Blessing. This is pretty much what you're going to be using in any kind of small scale content at all times. So this is really strong right here. So let's go over and talk about it. Now it heals the friendly target, and it gives them 12 hit points for 8 seconds, and then it grants them a healing bonus, okay, for 30% for 8 seconds. So this is nasty. So I'll show you a clip right here. So like there's some, like if somebody's like dying, this is when you want to use this. You want to use this when there's a target that's one, that they're gonna be taking a lot of damage. So like two, you know, like just like your tanks and stuff like that, you can pop it on your tank in the middle of a pool or anything like that, and they'll be able to have those extra hit points. But also in those 8 seconds, if they take any damage, you can just put a Q on them and take them back to full health. Also, if somebody's taking a lot of damage, you can pop the W on it and then hit them with your Q. It's just glorious. Like, the heal is fantastic, guys. It's really strong. It's really, really strong, and you know, GVGs use it, and just, you know, all this, you know, 5-man content and stuff like that, you're gonna be using this. So now the next one here is gonna be Holy Beam. This one's you know, it's up in the air. It looks really cool. So what the Holy Beam is, you channel the holy power from the inner holy power. No, I'm joking. That was stupid. Anyway, so it's a channeled ability. So you just sit there and you just channel heal onto them, and then it's 29. Then it goes longer the cast, it goes target heals more. They're healed. So like, you know, like the first tick is like, you know, 100, and then 120, and then like, you know, 100, and let's say 50, and then when you do the whole duration, the last one maybe like 250. It's pretty cool. It's a channeled ability. It has like I said, it's got a 10-second cooldown, but the worst thing about this is the channel ability is obviously in a PvP game like this, you're rooted, so you can't move. If you move, you interrupt the channel. And if you're going to cast this, you want to be able to make sure you get the full duration of the channel, because the ending heal is really nice. But, you know, like I said, it's not really used that much. If you're just going to use that, might as well use Holy Blessing and be able to just, you know, use your Qs, because it's just not going to work out. So the next one here is going to be Enlightenment. Now Enlightenment is so it doubles your casting speed time and increases your heal power by 15% and increases your movement speed by 20% for 6 seconds. It's pretty sick. It's not too bad actually. It gives you all of that. So it's on a 20-second cooldown and it's instant and it's a self buff. So you're gonna like, you know, casting speed is gonna be super fast. Your healing power is gonna be about 15% and increases your movement speed by 20% for 6 seconds. Pretty good, not too bad, not too crazy. I can definitely see scenarios for this. I don't use it very much, and I don't know a lot of holy healers that do, but that's not saying that you can't use this, guys. There's tons of scenarios you can use this in. Like if you go on a 5-man, just use this, you know, because it is on a 20-second cooldown. And if there's dire situations, you pop it and you'll be energy efficient because you're just knocking out mad heals. So it's not too bad. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so the next ability you're going to have on here is going to be your Scarred Pulse. Now this is a really cool ability. Like a lot of us like super like worked towards this ability just because the idea of it sounds really cool. So what it does is you cast a pulse healing around yourself or just a target, anybody you want. And it's a 5-meter radius and it pulses for 5 seconds, and anybody that stands in that 5-meter radius pulse gets healed for a certain amount, depending on your masteries. It doesn't heal for a lot, guys. This is a very like healing utility thing. It doesn't heal for a lot, but you see us use it in ZVZs and stuff like that because it's that extra little healing that can keep somebody alive. So like if a tank is coming back with like medium health or a DPS or something like that, you can toss it on them, and then as those people are coming back, they're getting just a little bit of extra healing between, you know, like you flash healing somebody who's actually super low, and then also the hots coming from the nature. And there's just this little extra bit of like just burst healing is going to keep people alive. Like I said, it doesn't heal for a lot, but the utility of it is really nice, and it looks pretty cool too. Let me show you what it looks like out. Let me come out here and I'll show you. So it's just like a little cast around yourself, you know, boom, 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 nothing too crazy. Looks really cool. Like I said, it doesn't heal for a super amount, but it's definitely enough to keep somebody alive. All right. Okay, so the next one you have here is Reawakening. So basically, whenever you're out, like somebody gets knocked down, you can res them in the middle of a fight. 30-second cooldown, you know, 1 second cast time. And so when somebody's down but they're not dead, you can go over there and cast it on them and reawaken them. You know, it's basically just a res. So you guys have a res. Holy Explosion. Now this is what's going to be awesome. This is what makes this weapon amazing. Now this is the #1 weapon, holy weapon, that you're going to see using in ZVZs because it's a nice AoE burst heal and enemies can't come in it. And it's also just like a really good way to control because, well, let's talk about it. So you basically throw your healing staff down and you make a big AoE circle healing around yourself. Now everybody that's inside of it's going to be healed for a certain amount depending on your mastery, and then anybody that tries to come in that's an enemy are knocked back. It interrupts casting. It's super cool. Like if it's a really good way to also, like if you're ganking, this is a really good weapon because you run in front of them and you pulse them and it knocks them all the way back, and then obviously you guys can take them out. But that's just another utility of it. So this is really strong. It keeps everybody out of it that's an enemy, and then allows everybody in it that's your party to be healed. It's super strong. It's a 25-second cast time. It's a channeled ability. Even though you are rooted, you don't take too much damage because you are in it, but they can still attack you and stuff like that. So if you're going to be in a situation where you think you're going to be under a lot of pressure, you know, pop your chest, or like, you know, just pop like a Gigafy potion or resist potion, you know, just kind of keep yourself alive, give yourself a little bit more health or something like that. It's really cool. I'll show you what it looks like out here. Just boom, you throw it down and it's a big old healing circle around you. Really nice. Really nice. Okay, for the next weapon I decided to go with the Holy Staff. Now this is the one-handed holy. This is what, like, whenever the GVG meta was more geared towards holies, this is what they used because it's very strong. The E on here is very strong. So Desperate Prayer is going to be an instant heal that's going to heal for, it says 181, but this thing heals for a lot, you know. And if the target is below 30% health, then they're healed for way more. So like so the best time to use this is you can use this anytime you want if you feel like you really need a heal and you don't have any on cooldown, which is like, you shouldn't do that. You should never be able to put yourself in a corner like that. Save this for like those big oh shit moments. So you can pop this on somebody when they're below 30% health and just huge big heal. Or you can, the best way to pair this with, like just a nasty, they have no health all the way to full health, is going to be use your W ability, the Holy Blessing that I was telling you about, and then hit them with the Desperate Prayer. It's just disgusting amount of healing, like burst healing. Like it's super strong. Very strong, guys. Now on your offhand, there's a lot of things you can do. You can do the Eye of Secrets. You can do the Mistcaller for the cooldown modifier. The Eye of Secrets is obviously going to be It's going to give you right here, the Eye of Secrets. It's going to give you the energy bonus and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Nothing too crazy, but that's kind of like your preference, you know, what you want to use. If you're being mana efficient, I try to just be smart, and you'll get smart with it, and you'll understand how to play it. So the offhand, I just use the cooldown modifier because that's just way more beneficial for me. But you can also use the Eye of Secrets if you are having mana issues, guys. All right, let's move on to the next weapon. Okay, so here we are with the Divine Staff. Now this is another weapon that has been seeing a lot of play here lately. They worked it a little bit, and there you can see it in GBGs sometimes when you know Holy is in the GBG meta, and you still see it in some ZVZs as well. Like I've ran this in ZVZs a few times. So it's going to be Divine Protection. It casts a shield on somebody that absorbs up to over 2,000 damage, and after the 4 seconds, the shield collapses and heals all allies around them for around 300 healing. So it's really strong. So you put a shield on somebody and they take, I mean, 2,000 damage is basically somebody's health almost. You know, if you're like a healer, like see, I have 2100 health, so it's crazy. So it mitigates a lot of damage, and then when it's done, it heals everybody that's around them. This thing is really strong. Don't underestimate it. You can use this in 5-mans, definitely. You know, ZVZs and stuff like that. I said it's rich. It's really strong. It looks pretty cool, and then when it's done, it's going to heal everybody around them. Boom, really nice. Okay, so here we are, guys, to the Fallen Staff. Now the Fallen Staff has had a huge rework, and it's amazing. It's super amazing. I did a Fame farm during the 25%. We did like I Fame farm for like 12 hours straight that day, and I was just me on the Fallen Staff. I was the only healer, and we had anywhere between 10 to 13 people at all times in that dungeon in my party, and I healed all of them with no problems. So let's see what makes the Fallen Staff so amazing. So on Salvation, it creates an area on the ground. See, it's a cast ability. It's a cast ability. So you put it on the ground, and then everybody that stands into up to 10 allies, sorry guys, that stands in, it's going to be healed for 500 plus healing power, and removes all impairing effects and debuffs, and that's the important part. So if they have any like debuffs on them, or if they have any slows on them, it removes those. Really, really good. Just like a nice little bonus for this. It's on a 1 second cast time, but after the cast time, it has a ramp up time. So you cast it, and then it has like a couple seconds of ramp up before it goes off. You'll see it. I'll show you guys in a second. On a 30-second cooldown, this thing is super strong. Super strong. Let's go out here and let me just show you how this works. I have a lot of like videos and I'll show you this, but check it out. So you put it on the ground right here, you cast it, and then after it's done, the healing is just disgusting. 815 healing. That's nasty, boys. That's just take somebody from, you know, half health to just full. It looks pretty cool too because it's all like, you know, dark and stuff like that. But this staff is they're getting expensive because the rework made them really strong. But if you can get a hold of these and just go out and just work on it, and it's so strong, it's so beneficial to learn how to use the staff. So here we are with the Redemption Staff. These things are the new artifact weapon in the Holy Tree. This is the counterpart to like the Rampant Staff that the Nature got, except very lackluster. Like not even like, this thing is so unimpressive. It's just the idea. I mean, the idea sounds pretty cool, but it just doesn't deliver the way it should. So Holy Orb, it shoots an orb in the direction, and then it has a 7-meter radius around it after it bursts. And it's going to affect up to 10 allies, so, you know, 10 people get the heal from this. And the effective spheres grows the longer it's over time. So it's kind of like magic, you know, magic arrow, or magic, I'm pretty sure it's called magic arrow, from like in the bow tree. Like whenever you shoot the war bow, the further you are away from them, the higher the damage. It's the same concept. So unlike nothing, it heals for like 143, and then it can heal up to 500. The idea of this sounds really cool, and it sounds like I'm not explaining it, so I'll show you like what it is. So you just shoot a bolt of healing spear, okay? And then when it gets to its destination, then it heals. So like if it would have healed this guy right here, it would have been like not very much healing. If it would have healed right here, because the first person it hits, it explodes. So it's not like it goes through your allies and then the last person hits gets major healing. That'd be really strong actually, because you could cast it through your backline into your tanks and save them, but it doesn't. This guy back here get about 500 healing, which it's just not, for an artifact, it's just so not represented as well as it could be. It'll probably get a rework and be really awesome, but right now it's not that great. Now guys, before we move on to the gear and the different gear setups, there's one more healing weapon that I didn't talk about it's freaking garbage. It's the life touch. Now it's a one-handed healing weapon, and it channels the heals. It's a channeled heal, and then you just heal the person next to you. So basically you cast this and you just channel onto them, and it removes all negative effects and it heals them for a little bit. But the thing is, look at this meter, a 3 meter radius. Okay, 3 meters. You have to be literally in that person's pocket, hanging out with them and healing them. It's terrible. It's terrible. It doesn't do that much healing, and then you got to be like literally right next to them to heal them. It's just not viable. It's garbage. Okay, don't even touch it, don't buy it, don't even think about it, don't waste your money on it. One day they'll rework it, maybe, I don't know, who knows. It was one of the artifacts. It's just not worth it, boys. I don't want you to waste your money on that. Okay, so if you're buying the one-handed, don't accidentally buy the life, buy the holy. Okay, do not accidentally buy, because they kind of look the same. Do not accidentally buy the life touch. It's just not worth it at all. Okay, so we're gonna start out with the chest piece, because this is gonna be the core of like everything that we do. This will never change. You'll always wear this piece of gear. And we're going with the cleric robe. Now the cleric robe will give you, you know, like energy regen and casting and all that, and like healing bonuses and stuff like that, of course. But the main thing to choose this for is everlasting spirit. Now everlasting spirit is a buff that you put on yourself. You press it, and then you come invulnerable to damage for 1.5 seconds. Now after that's over, your damage and your healing power, and if you're damaged, so your damage and healing power is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. So this is good for 2 things. One, you get just a booty load of extra damage. You get if you're using smite, a booty load of extra, just, you know, power, like, you know, healing power or damage power right after it. But 2, you're invulnerable to damage. Like, you can literally be in the worst situation. You're caught out, you're rooted, you're just, fuck, I'm gonna die. You pop this bad boy, you can keep yourself alive, then use your boots, and then use your defenses and get yourself out of there. It saves lives. Like I said, DPS use this in ZVZs. We use it. It's just so powerful. So the head slot, I got here the Druid Cowl. This is just gonna be, you're just gonna bring it, you know, if you're doing like 5 mans or something like that, you want a little bit extra you know, mana and stuff like that. Because what it does, the Circle of Inspiration, it drops the circle on the ground, and then it restores energy for you and 5 allies. It's really strong. A lot of people bring this to the raids and stuff like that. So in ZVZs, you're not really bringing it. So you're going to be using the Mercenary Hood right here for the cleanse. Now it cleanses around on yourself and around you. So this is not like a cleanse you can place on somebody. It cleanses yourself. So it cleanses all and everybody that's around you. So it cleanses any kind of like stuns, debuffs, any kind of negative effects like that. Boom, just pop it. Everybody that was in that circle there is cleansed if they were stunned or rooted or anything like that. So it's really strong, and it also keeps you out of you know, deadly situations. It also keeps yourself alive, because if you can stay alive, you can heal. Obviously a dead healer is not a good healer. He can't do anything. So the Mercenary Hood, it's very cheap, it's very easy to level up. It's going to be your core helmet. So the next one you're going to have right here is the Graveguard helmet. Now this one's really sick because it gives you another heal. So right here, as a healer, you shouldn't be taking that much damage anyway. So you sacrifice 20% of your total health to an ally, and you send it to them. So you just pop this on yourself. So you just click on, let's say, the tank, and you hit your whatever helmet slot button you have. Boom, big heal on them. And I mean like a big heal. And you can also pair it with the Gigify pot if they're really low. So pop Gig and then pop this, and it's a really big heal. But once the Gigify effect wears off, it'll go back down to the normal heal. But it's still something to keep them alive for that certain duration. This is really strong. Now, don't let yourself be below 25% health and then cast it on somebody. You instantly kill yourself. And I don't mean you'll go down. You will kill yourself. You will die. You're done. You're dead. It's over. So make sure that you're not like, you know, really low health and cast this. Don't do it, because you will kill yourself. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, so here on the boots, Sasha shoes, everybody uses it. It's pretty easy. You know, it's in the leather tree. It gives you a little bit of extra armor. It gives you attack bonus, you know, energy regen, max energy and stuff like that. It's got the dodge roll, so you can use the dodge roll to get in and out of things. While you dodge roll, you're invincible. You know, you just like, you do a little dodge roll, and then you can get out of situations and damage, and you have a little bit of a movement speed by 40% for 4 seconds afterwards. Pretty cool, pretty strong, really fun, and 5 mans and stuff like that. It's very cheap, a very cheap shoe, a very easy shoe to level up, very cheap. And so the alternative to that, when you're out just having fun in arenas, GVGs, definitely GVGs, or you know, any kind of like other situations you want to use this with. There's the evasive jump. Now this is pretty cool because you jump to a location, and while you're in the air, you're immune to all damage and all CC. You're good to go. Like they can't mess with you. It got a little nerfed because it used to be a bigger radius of jump, but it's smaller. And I've always said, if this gave you a tiny bit of movement speed for just like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, like 2 seconds afterward, nothing crazy, like even 20% would be great. This thing would be just monumental. But like I said, it got a nerf. It's pretty cool. It's still really great though, because you just boom, you know, you jump, you roll, and you're out of the way. Food, you always want to run omelets. We use you can use 7, I mean any kind of omelet you want, guys, as long as it's at least, you know, like, I don't know, not tier 3 at least, you know. But we have the 7 ones that we use. I'm very fortunate. I'm in a great guild, and my guild hands out these 7 ones for ZVZ, so I don't have to buy them, and I'm very fortunate for that. Like I said, you can use a Gigafy pot for your defensive, or you can use a resistance potion for your defensive. So the Gigafy pot is going to just make you, it's going to increase your health by like 2100%, and like it's just nasty. Like you're just super tanky. It gives you a lot of temporary health. You can keep yourself alive. And this is going to be a little bit different. It doesn't give you temporary health, but it gives you a defensive, you know, for like crowd control and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. If you're also running into mana issues, you can do like mana pots. You can use your mana potions, pop it, energy. I know it's energy, guys. I just say mana, sorry. You just pop it and you're just good to go. So if you have any other issues or something like that. Alright guys, so this is the Holy Guide. If you have any questions down below, I know I went through it pretty fast, but if you have any questions, just hit them down below. Hit me on my Discord, it's linked down below. Hit me anywhere you want. You can always hit me on my Twitch stream, my Twitter, my Discord, even here on YouTube, like I said. Well guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This was the Holy Guide, and once again, I'll see you guys next time. I love y'all so very much. Peace!